Over the past decade, the number of men under 30 who are not physically and intimately active has nearly tripled, reaching an all-time high since 2018. Experts attribute this trend to factors such as prolonged living at home, the influence of social media, video games, and other distractions, such as being able to watch explicit adult videos online, reducing the need for a physical release men would otherwise have with their female partners in bed. But the biggest factor is the lack of favorable options in women who have made it a habit to reject guys and only date the stereotypical bad boys, leading to a large number of young men going for alternative options, and even them going their own way. Data from the General Social Survey indicates that around 23% of millennials aged 18 to 30 reported abstaining from intimate relations in the past year. The percentage of young men abstaining increased from 10% in 2008 to 28% in 2018. Today, this percentage is slightly more than 60%. How crazy is that? Despite the continued popularity of sex liberty and positivity, studies show that young people's intimate activity has been slowing down, particularly among adolescents. Intimate interaction is now more than ever a component of human conversation. In today's society, intimate positivity has come to be accepted as the norm. All demographic groups now have easier access to birth contraception than in the past. The idea of casual intimacy has become more common thanks to apps like Tinder and Grindr. Popular television programs like Netflix's Sex Education have sparked crucial discussions on contraception, and reality television programs like Love Island now center around titillating physical contact. Everyone is thinking about or talking about sex. Sex has always been seen as a typical high school experience that marks a person's coming of age. It has been discovered that the majority of high school pupils are not engaging in intimate activity. Adults are more likely than ever to remain at home with their parents, according to a Pew Research Organization survey. According to the survey, 52% of young adults will live with a parent in 2020 as a result of the current national economic downturns. Living at home with family members can discourage young adults from being intimate, lowering the proportion of young adults who have bedroom fun. This intimacy recession may also be influenced by the waves of sex positivity that are promoted by online communities, technology, and social media. Social media use offers quick satisfaction that is difficult to match with face-to-face interactions. According to a study published in the journal Evolutionary Psychological Science, 80% of Tinder users have never really had an intimate encounter using the app. More and more young men are being discouraged by young women who are more likely to want to be with older men who can provide resources and financial security in the ongoing global recession. This leaves young men out in the cold without any other choices left except scour social media apps and perhaps engage professional intimacy workers. So, it really is baffling when young women get entangled in the feminist idea only to realize midway in their careers that they were fooled into doing something they weren't cut out for. Half of them play from their egos and keep on going until they're way past the wall, and then it's too late, and the other half end up being with the guys they rejected 10 years ago and live better lives, although still not happy because they believe they had to settle and didn't end up with their chads and Tyrons. The worst part of the modern feminist route is not only did you dilute the work pool so workers have to beg for jobs, we all now have to work longer hours to make the same in a market that is starting to see $1 million for a house as the entry level. And they will still complain that it's men's fault. It's so weird how they demand careers and then turn around and complain that they require work. Meanwhile, if someone told me I could stay at home with my kids or work for some boss who doesn't give a single F about me, I'd never choose the second option. They don't even realize how well off they were doing the jobs they're biologically and emotionally suited for. Caring and nurturing. Being kind, feminine women of a healthy society. Before, when women couldn't work, her husband had to protect and provide her with everything she wanted. If she earned any money, it was untaxed and only belonged to her. The only thing that was required was for her to do housework. Now they have to work for everything they want, protect themselves, pay taxes on their income, and still have to do housework at the end of an 8-hour shift. Congratulations to women. The feminist movement was one of honor and integrity. Women were telling one another that they were every bit as good as men at all things, and that men were somehow less than women. Flash forward 50 years, and we see that message has created very confused women. Now they are getting what they fought for, and they are seeing the enormity of it. Uninformed decisions often have such outcomes. Feminism is a gift for men. Instead of working 10 hours a day to support a wife, I can put my resources into investments, focus on hobbies, help out my friends, and occasionally have a fling. Isn't that infinitely better? To modern women, when you approach them, you're a creep. When you don't, you're weak. What do they want? Why don't these strong, independent women approach men? They don't want to be rejected. The reality is that 90% of the time that a man approaches a woman, he will be accused of harassment. The other 10% of the time, it's Chad or Tyrone who will leave these women for others. The cycle continues. Men stopped approaching these feminist women because of the mistreatment they received from them in the first place. It's either the degrading effects of being labeled creepy or a perv, or it's the fear of being accused of something that didn't happen. And worst case scenario is being used for free meals, free events, and anything else that can be milked out of him, without ever having intentions of actually being with him. What's the point in approaching these women with unrealistic standards? To them, an average good guy is still invisible to them due to the 6 feet, 6-pack, 6-figure stats that women say they want. And what exactly is he getting if he does approach, and she says yes? A well-ran through high body count woman that is entitled to everything you have or will be. Verbally, mentally, and physically neglected when she doesn't get her way, and a very high chance that she will not be loyal to him. These women always have a foot out the door for the better option. Men do not want to be an option. Men either want true commitment or they want none of it. And right now, they have opted for the no commitment route. Here's the brutal reality that these young women will have to face in a couple of years when they're done with their Chads and Tyrones. The majority of women are not ready for the wall. Several women in their early 30s have successfully caught men's attention for over 20 years. The desire to date women in their prime has been and will continue to exist in males as young as their early 20s and as old as their 50s and 60s. Young ladies have received the attention they have always desired from men of all ages and social backgrounds who have shown them love and concern. A lot of women have told me tales about how when they were in their mid-20s, shady 50-year-old guys would hit on them. And when they turned 25, high school boys would try to get them to go on dates with them. The world is open to us men in this regard, but not for women. This is because women are at their life's peak in their 20s, and that value for them starts to decline in their 20s. Men, however, reach their peak after their 30s, and their worth continues to rise until their 50s. When a woman is in her 20s, she can often effortlessly draw the attention of men of any age. However, after the age of 30 to 35, when a woman's appearance begins to deteriorate, the attention of teenagers, 20-somethings, and even older men begins to wane as they begin to focus on younger women. Women frequently feel that older males don't treat them fairly. Women over 35 often wonder why men their age aren't interested in them for relationships or marriage. The truth of the matter is that a 35-year-old man with a job, money, and a car can entice younger, more attractive women in their 20s. But the younger woman still in her prime will still look for the adrenaline rush with Chad and reject any worthy suitors, only to end up past the wall with regret. That's like an endless cycle that we're seeing these days. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.